hate using can openers for this.
Hit record. Do my moves look good?
Can you give me a spoon?
Okay. I'll probably. Ooh, nice. Man, these beards could be better. I'll be right back.
You gonna comb it? Go over my own shit.
Okay. So while we're putting this on, if anybody wants to know, this is called Viking Revolution. So I guess we'll just show you an ad. Gotta put my microphone over here, keep it nice and close. If anybody was ever wondering how to correctly put oil on, that was actually way too much. So I actually watched it there's a video that comes with it. You might have not seen it, but they talked about when you put your shit in, you start at the bottom of the beard and then work your way up. And they gave a reason, but I don't remember what it was. Gotta make this look good. And then the brush is there so that you can spread it out throughout the whole beard. And it's not really trying to like flatten it out. Sorry, I'm gonna use this as a mirror. I'll get my vanity chugs in.
Yeah.
This is riveting content.
That's what we all want to see.
And start applying, bitch.
Yeah.
This way everyone can see how much beauty goes into our pre-production.
Yes.
God, this is fucking weird. I can't. It's different from a mirror. Is it? No, it's not. It's the same, right?
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's flipping it. Okay, that's why I'm getting all fucked. Okay. Beautiful. Here you go. Even get my my leftover oils.
Thanks.
So, the reason why you guys have one shot angle right now is because I am busy as shit. God damn it, Vanity Chug. Oh, this one. One thing none of you have ever experienced is having a giant monitor of your image just right in front of you.
You don't know.
Wait, it's not even showing the recording stuff. That's the whole reason I pulled this out.
Is it not recording?
It is. It's left all the recording info on that. So this is literally useless. Do we want to leave it on for Vanity Chug's sake?
I think you already lost.
Okay, yeah, we'll take it off. All right, well then I guess just every couple minutes.
I can't tell now.
Oh shit, you got some scraggles, but it's looking good.
I got a scraggle, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. So the reason why we got one angle going on right now is I've been incredibly busy and working on a music video and stuff like that, and it's been a blast. But I've got no time. And also, this is our 10th episode.
Ooh.
Yay! How's the podcast experience been for you so far?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah, we had, it's really weird. I don't like, it's so bizarre having you next to me instead of across from me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how to position. I guess the point of these is to have a conversation with each other, so who gives a shit about the camera?
Yeah.
We can look at it if we want. But yeah, so with the beginning of the year, I started the goal of I want to release bi-weekly an episode of the podcast. And I didn't get the first one out until February, but still, we're technically halfway
Have you been doing
through
that
the
long?
goal. The first one came out February 8th, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
A little while ago.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to keep going till the next February, but technically we're at the halfway point of when I started the goal because we recorded in December.
Yeah,
Remember?
Been doing it a while.
Yeah. It's been fun. I really enjoy it, especially the stuff with Oz, and we're going to get some bands in here.
Yeah.
That'll be super fun. But the beers we got. What is this? This one's Rogate. This is a really good IPA if somebody wants to try it out.
Oh, try this one.
Let's see. Ooh, whoa, what the fuck? What's going on there? It's like so roasted.
Yeah.
That's
I've no
crazy.
idea.
I wonder how they did that. It's gotta have some coffee in it. Yep, coffee.
Oh, does it?
It's got coffee, that's why. It's like that tastes like a fucking roasted bean.
Yeah. I didn't even read those.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Coca nibs and coffee.
Coca nibs.
Coca nibs.
Coca nibs. Dude, so I've been listening to a really good podcast that I think you should listen to.
I don't know. I don't have time for podcasts with all the books I'm reading.
But this one's like super good. Like I think one that you would find very interesting. So Joe Rogan, I think it's from last year. He brought in a sleep expert. And like literally he's a scientist who all he does all day is just tests all these different sleeping things. And the stuff they found out is so fucking cool. Like it's really awesome. Like they did athletic studies. They did athletic studies where they, so like, you know, how people say like you sleep on it and then like your brain will like be learning and trying to build stuff. And the guy was talking about how, yes, that is true, but it's actually more true with like micro muscles and like the very finite details and stuff like that. Like you could start a day learning a move and you could get the swing from point A to point B, but it's not going to be like this really fluid professional thing. And if you get a lot of sleep on like, and he was talking about like how important like 8 hours of sleep is, it's nuts. And there's so many like just what mind blowns and it's so cool. But they were talking about like when an athlete goes to sleep after training all day, like each time they sleep, they can come back to those same moves and be better at them.
Look what you did to this.
What did I do?
Get on the phone now.
Don't be a pussy.
How do you do that?
You just, I don't know.
End up with a shit ton of phone.
I guess I bring them down too fast. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, see?
Look, it's filling up.
How do you bring them down?
Normally it doesn't do this.
Is it hot as fuck in here to you? I'm so hot.
I turned the thermostat down to like the new one, so
Oh,
it should be cooling down.
that's good.
Anyway, sleep expert.
What?
You're talking about the sleep expert.
Yeah, so essentially like that, you spend, God, I only listened to it the one time. I'm going to listen to it multiple times because it's just really awesome. But yeah, like it literally makes me want to prioritize my sleep and stuff more because like he was talking about how people like go on that grind where they like sacrifice sleep to try and like further their life and everything. And he was talking about the amount of quality of work that you're losing in those grindy hours that you should be sleeping is just insane. Like if you cut that time out and then just went to bed and like then came back to it the next day, it would be better for you. So in order for me to get like 8 hours of sleep though, I gotta be in bed at like 8:30, which means I've got like 4 hours a day to do all my stuff, including running and trying to stay physically healthy, because that's been one of the main things I've been trying to work on. Is I think for you to fully achieve your goals and like get all the stuff done and work at your best potential, like you really have to care about your body and health first. And I've been kind of really slacking on sleep and health. And so I'm going to try and like really focus on those, but I'm only going to now have 4 hours of time to myself. So I have to fit exercising, cleaning, taking care of the dogs, and editing all in that. So hopefully he's right, and it does actually, like you see, an impact. Yeah, but the guy's name is Matthew Walker. Definitely, I think everybody should listen to that. Like, it's seriously just such an interesting podcast.
Yeah, I definitely need more sleep.
Yeah, me too, hardcore. It's so funny because I'm all like amped on this, but I'm going to be staying up waiting for that AMD processor now.
For that midnight release.
The other thing that he said was huge that I already knew about, but just like haven't heard it from a scientist directly, was the like sleeping schedule being exactly the same. Your digestion and everything, even on the weekend, should be focusing on the same patterns. Like it shouldn't be all dynamic and everything. And another thing that he talked about was interesting was like, so our body, like how it evolved, how Mother Nature helped it evolve, was there's sometimes we're going to have moments where we can't find food and we're going to be starving. And we're talking about like the whole planet right now, not just humans, like literally everybody's evolution. So, and then sometimes we're going to be like just thriving where we're eating so way more than we actually need. So the evolution creates fat storage. So if you just so happen to be in a thriving time, you save some of that extra thriving and actually put it in your fat cells so that if you come into a starving state, you can then burn them. And he's like, but he's like, why not then with sleeping, have we not evolved some kind of like storing thing? Because a lot of people think like, oh, I only got 6 hours last night, I'll take a nap for 2 hours and then I got my 8 hours. And it's like, it doesn't accumulate like that. Yeah, like you get exponential growth at each phase, and it takes a set amount of hours to get to that phase. Mm-hmm. So you can't just like that REM sleep, you can't just hit it in 2 hours. But he was saying the reason why there's no evolutionary thing for that is the human species is literally the only creature in the entire planet that sacrifices sleep to prioritize other like things or whatever. Like pretty much every species, even if it's got certain stressful situations going on in its life, it will still sleep as much as it needs to handle those situations. Like they don't break that pattern unless they're like, you know, stranded and starving. And the only reason they'll stay awake is so that they can broaden the horizon. Like wolves, they'll stay awake longer just so that they can start patrolling a wider area to look for food. But they still will prioritize sleep as much as they can. So like there's no evolutionary stuff because humans are the only ones who like ever try to sacrifice sleep. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. That's weird. It's like, but we are definitely not built for the sleeping patterns that all of us do. If you got somebody who's all like, yeah, my body's pretty crazy. Like I can survive off of like 4 hours. And it's like, no, you're surviving off of sugar and a bunch of other bullshit that keeps you awake.
Actually, I have seen a thing talking about there are some people who just like can't even get more than 4 hours. That's exactly how much their body needs.
Yeah, well,
like a very like few people.
Well, just kind of like how like a lot of people can claim they're ADD, you have to first eliminate factors before you can do that. So in there are definitely cases, like the world is extremely dynamic. So there's definitely weird cases, but before you decide that you're just one of those things like all of us do, we all
decide that they are.
Oh, so many people just decide that. They've never been told that by a doctor.
No.
I know I've done that with my, like, especially in high school when I would only get like 4 hours of sleep at a time.
No, I'm doing fine. Now you're a fucking teenager.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you have to remove certain factors. Like they were saying that part of the reason why people say they won't get tired and stuff like that is your body is extremely reactive to its environment. And we evolved without like this weird electricity. We lived forever without this electricity thing. And that's what we've evolved from. And so when the sun goes down is when our bodies, or when the lights dim down, our body starts releasing melatonin. But now, because we always have all these electronics and even house lights, he was saying, not even just looking at your computer screen, like literally having all your house lights on at night, makes it so that you can delay that melatonin deposit for 3 hours. Jesus. So yeah, so his recommendation is when it starts getting dark outside to only leave a few lights on and try like to not be on like any kind of media, or if you are on a media, like turn down the brightness on the media.
I got a night timer on this, so like turns down the brightness to more natural light for like 10 o'clock.
The biggest thing though that he said is just nobody should ever be like falling asleep to their phone. Like they should legitimately try to go to sleep. And part of the reason why people feel like, but I can't sleep without my phone is like, well, that's just because you've got all your lights on and everything, and you're delaying that melatonin response. So when people become like very, what's the word when you can stay up all night?
Insomniac?
Yeah, when people
Insomniatic?
When people come insomniatic, a lot of the time they might not actually be as bad as they think they are. Their environment is actually conditioning them to be like that, which I think is very interesting. All of it was just like, whoa, dude. Wow.
But speaking of that, I think it was you were saying that you can't dream unless you hit REM sleep.
Yeah. Keep talking. I'm just going to check the camera.
Okay. Well, I think that's a little bullshit. Because I've had like, when I'm at work, sometimes I'll kind of nod off when I get really tired. And I've had dreams just nodding off like 10 seconds. So either I'm hitting REM sleep in 10 seconds, or you don't have to be in REM sleep to have a dream.
This is why I want to watch it again, because Joe actually keeps like, I'm only halfway through it, and he keeps asking him those same exact kind of questions. And he did talk about napping and like its actual benefits and things like that. But I honestly can't remember them. Too many details.
I'll have to watch it.
Like I said, this is one of the ones that I highly recommend for everyone, because it seems like one of the most healthy things you can do for your life, and no matter what state you're in. And like just try and follow these, and like they're inconveniencing, but like they should have never been an inconvenience in the first place. Like it's just terrible habits. So, and the best way to break a habit is realize that it's probably going to take more than a couple of days or even weeks and months, and just keep trying at it until that becomes your natural flow. Because I'm somebody who I really enjoy turning on some YouTube before I go to sleep, for sure. Like I do it every night, and I have for years.
Like read short stories and stuff.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna try my best, and it's honestly like going to like because I've tried doing it without a few times, and it's honestly like going to like a party or something like that where it's something you're so unfamiliar with, like because I can get pretty secluded and forget how to like talk to a big room of people sometimes, and so you just sit there and you're like, God, this is awkward, like maybe I should go talk to the person, and then you kind of freeze down. It's not exactly that, but when you go to bed without your phone and you're just laying there, what do you even do?
Blow my nose, gotta get up.
Like even to the simplest form of how I should lay down is normally motivated by the best way to prop up my phone. So like even just figuring out how I want to lay down now that there's not a phone to prop up is fucking weird. It's just bizarre. It's not natural.
That just makes me think, like, what position do you usually fall asleep in?
Oh, I'm like a huge well, I had to get the body pillow for that because my hips roll over so bad. Like I basically go, it's like face down, dick touching the bed, and my upper side will still be like half like on its side. Oh yeah, and with my back history, like that's just bad. So I got the pillowcase to keep my hips from rolling forward. But yeah, I'm a side sleeper, but I also wake up like 5 billion times in the night and roll this side, roll that side, roll this side. Yeah, like all the time. It's ridiculous.
See, I'm a huge side sleeper. Like it's almost impossible for me to sleep any other way. But especially lately, I've been waking up face down, like in the pillow with my arm underneath me completely numb. Like, oh God.
God, with your sleep apnea,
you
don't need to be suffocated. Non-diagnosed
sleep apnea.
Okay, well,
I snore. But that's
not
how
just
I'm waking up.
snore.
Snore a
it's
little
intense.
Bit. No, just a gentle like snooze.
My dad's way worse though. When I could sleep in the same room as you. It'd be like, fuck, dude, Jesus Christ, that's insane. But I could still fall asleep. Now with my dad, when he stayed with me for the post surgeries, I was up like all night. It was awful. I hated it.
God. But yeah, anyways, where was I going with that?
What were you going?
Something about sleeping positions. Oh
yeah.
PSA. If you're not sleeping on your side or you're just on your back, you're sleeping very wrong. Because your side and just straight on your back is the only way you can get your spine to stay aligned.
Yeah.
That's why
but the side requires all
the
pillows and stuff. You can't just can't just raw sleep on your side.
Yeah, no, you have to have at least a pillow in your head, otherwise your spine will be crooked. At least a pillow here. In your case, definitely a body pillow to keep your
pillow.
Body pillow to keep your head straight.
I like pillow better. Yeah. A body pillow.
Anyways, just PSA: if your neck is too turned up or is going too down, you can have a fucked up neck. Like, always. So you have to keep it so your spine is a straight line.
I wonder like how evolutionary that is, or because we don't fit the norm with sleeping. Animals prioritize sleep. What about like positioning? Do you think animals just naturally position themselves in healthy ways? Because the reason why I'm thinking about this
I don't.
Right under here, we've got our dog.
Oh, wow. like flossing.
She's on her back and just like all rolled around and everything. And I'm wondering, like, do they have unhealthy positions, or is their body built to handle that?
Well, they're a little more flexible, I think.
Yeah.
But
she doesn't, seriously.
Oh yeah, like last night when we were watching Stranger Things, Charming was literally like in an L shape, like, here's his torso and his head was just completely crooked. And he's sitting there snoring. I was like, is that uncomfortable? Are you okay? In this L-shaped dog?
Dude, those dogs get clumped, man. They fuck up themselves. So then, well, I don't even know if they are fucking themselves.
Yeah, do they have cramps? Do they wake up with like numb legs or something?
I don't want our dogs to have a cramp, but also it would be extremely funny.
Just stretched for, oh God! I'm screaming.
Just yelping and running around on 3 legs. Be like, what's going on? I wouldn't even know how to handle that.
No.
But yeah, so sleep is good for you. Positioning is good for you. And then...
So I met some people like, oh yeah, I sleep face down. Like at work, like I have really bad like upper back and neck issues. Like, oh, how do you sleep? Well, usually, face down. That's why.
Yeah. Well, and
really just like bending your spine this really unnatural way.
Yeah. The another thing though that hurts sleep is all the sugars and caffeines and stuff. Less so the sugar because of how fast it goes through your system. Like it will just give you the high and then make you drop like real quick. But even on coffee, when it like let's say you only have something in the morning. I did some research on it, and it's like the residue caffeine essentially can actually harm your sleep and stuff like that because it can't stay in your system. It essentially can make it so REM sleep is actually harder to achieve, even though you may have had the coffee way out of your system before that.
And it just like permanently affects it.
Mm-hmm.
But for a long time. I saw something that said caffeine has like a half-life in your body of like 6 hours. So usually 6 hours is a good time to wait before you won't be all wired.
Okay.
So I've been trying to like don't drink any caffeine after 4.
Yeah, I need to stop eating food too. Part of the reason why he says that that same evolutionary thing where if somebody is starving, they'll like start scavenging for food or like broadening their horizons of where they want to actually go get food. Part of that is actually when you stay up too late or whatever and also haven't eaten for a while, you'll sometimes get those night munchies and stuff like that because you're activating like that weird stuff.
To try and sleep through them though.
Yeah, well, and that's why he attributes it to the starving thing as part of the reason. Like whenever you get night hungers, like it's like I don't want the worst fucking shit for me out there.
Well, you could go for cereal, but you know.
Well, yeah, cereal's also a great one, but sometimes you're willing to make that trip for the Whopper. But yeah, part of that is the whole starvation gene thing where you think that you need like an ass load of calories and stuff like that.
Which usually when I like have to stay up late, like especially when I was in high school, I'd like stay up late to do a paper that I procrastinated on, you know. So
many of those.
I would be like, okay, wait a while, kind of getting tired. Eat a bowl of cereal, you can go for a couple more hours. Like it's weird how just all of a sudden that food break will just extend how long you can be asleep for.
Yeah, I wonder if he talks about that in the podcast. I'm excited to finish it.
Yeah.
How many of your total like assignments and everything that you did in school, aside for like the ones that you like actually completed in class the day of, like where there was actually required work at home, how many of those do you think you didn't procrastinate on or whatever number is easier? Because thinking back in my entire school career, I don't think I ever once got something done early.
I think
it was always last minute procrastination for me.
Later in high school, I did better, but for like English papers, I hated English. I like rarely did those. It was usually like half-assed.
Yeah.
But I remember later in my high school, I did my math pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when I had to quit football, I still had the sleeping schedule waking super early. I would just go to the cafeteria and do my math in the morning.
Yeah.
Like,
that's exactly what I would do. I did so much catch-up homework in that cafeteria.
It wasn't even catch-up homework, it was just the current homework. I was just waiting to do it in the morning.
I always felt like I studied best like right out of bed waking up, and I don't know why, because that doesn't feel the same now. But when I was a kid, I'd get up at like 5 and then study for human physiology and fucking ace the shit out of it. Then I didn't even study once. That was the only day I studied.
Apparently I write good papers to like the Late Show with the Late Show hosts. What are their names?
There's been a bunch.
Yeah, but that's what I would watch while I was like writing these papers. Like, it's fucking what are the names?
There's Jimmy Fallon. There's
I don't
another
think it was
Jimmy
Fallon. It was before Jimmy Fallon came back. Maybe he's been
you're
doing
talking to the wrong person. I don't know.
I wrote some good papers to those guys.
I can't do homework and look at something else at the same time.
Oh.
I can't do music. I can't do any of that. I can do something that I've done a lot. Like now that the podcast is getting easier to read when I am getting easier to edit when I'm not actually like having to listen to audio. I play other music and stuff because it doesn't distract me even a little bit because I know what I'm doing. One of the few things I know what I'm doing on so far. Most of the time, I'm so at the phase of just guessing, which I did a ton. I watched today because today was like a holiday coverage. I don't even like slightly prioritize work. Well, I do in the sense of like, there's the chat. If somebody messages it, I stop whatever I'm doing and do the chat. But that's like the minimum of my job.
Yeah, the minimum work.
and my boss knows that and he doesn't care. But today I did just a bunch of research and like, yeah, it just seems like what most of the people who've gone into videos and things that I watch is like the biggest thing that they always talk about is actually like in no matter what form or stage you're in to just try and do something. Like, and that's just like you kind of want to wait and study and do all this shit. It's like wait till you feel like you understand it. But the honest truth is you never will. Ever. You will get way better and way more intuitive at certain things, but like to fully like grasp it with just the research phase is impossible, which kind of like is one of the reasons why I think like some of the school practices and things like that are just like were really difficult for me. Like physics, as soon as I got to physics where you actually apply the X and Y bullshit to like real life problems, I fucking loved it, and it was so much more fun. But like all the years before that was just here's all this random bullshit. Like we'll give you no overworld context with it, and you just have to figure it out. And it's just like you don't have actual real practice with any of that math. And I feel like all of those problems, like you know how when you were kids, they would give you like, how many apples are in the jar? And you get that. I feel like even continuing that to the next level in high school probably would have been better than just like a lot of random shit.
Yeah.
Also, some of the subjects were just so narrow. Like with English, part of the reason why I hated it is it was always the same stupid shit. You have like your intro paragraph, and then you've got 3 other pages or 3 other points that argue the different things, and then the ending is your closing statement. And it was just like that one format in persuasive all of paragraphs. English. Persuasive pages and all that stuff. And it's like, and out of all the crap there is in English, they just kept focusing on that one thing. So I always hated it.
I remember doing that, I think, in elementary school. We learned that.
Yeah.
And then just still in high school, we're still doing that.
You can still teach like really good language and stuff like that in creative writing. I don't know why like there wasn't like a few creative writing papers here and a few of this.
School had trash English teachers.
I think that's part of like the actual like school as a whole, though. I wouldn't be surprised if that's just how it was. And Randy was crazy a little bit, but I honestly thought she was a good teacher. I actually thought she was a good teacher. I had Randy for
speech and debate where we didn't do a lot.
That was basically a class. Oh, there it goes. Probably can't see that on camera.
No, just went.
Speech and debate was like the class was meant for going and doing debate stuff.
Yeah.
Like. Or what? So the point of being in it was to go do debate stuff, but the class itself was just like, we're hanging out.
Yeah. Sometimes we played Apple to Apples. One time she made us read Les Miserables.
Oh.
Called
Les
Miserables.
Les Miserables?
Les Miserables.
We need Oz.
Yeah. Why? He's not French.
He knows it better. Like,
does he?
So when I had that one bottle that was like that really gross white or really light, it tasted like wine beer that we had.
Yes.
It was really weird, but that was French, and he said it really good. Like he said it all sorts of fancy.
I'm pretty sure he was just fucking around.
I'm easy to impress.
Yeah. Pretty sure he was faking a French accent. Just said
it honestly wouldn't be too hard to fake it or fake me out. One time in debate class, Sarah lady.
Sarah Lady.
She walked into the class, and this is a while back, you know.
Okay.
So I had a few classes with several people, and we'd always try and throw little papers down each other's shirts.
Yeah.
But I mean, like with guys, the target is honestly extremely hard.
You like bounce off the chin, like get it done.
It's very difficult.
You know?
So like honestly, like throwing paper down girls' shirts was easy mode.
Oh, it was super easy.
It was easy mode. So I would do that in high school, and one time I was like on the other side of Roundy's like trailer class, and this girl walked into the door. And she's a friend, so I'm not just throwing paper down random girls' shirts. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
But so she's a friend, and I literally chucked this thing from the other way, and she opens up the door, and it's just like, whoop, and we're all of us freaked out. Like, oh, even she did. She's like, whoa, that was such a far shot.
It's ridiculous.
The simplicities of high school.
Just throwing wads of paper down shirts.
Yep, those were the days. Every once in a while, you just get a really... Yeah, that.
That was well.
Wait. Got a comb.
You get like the SMR. microphone
Oh,
ASMR.
I could probably up the audio a little bit. I'm not going to because that would make editing
So much worse.
I'm not even gonna be able. I don't even think I have time to like watch this episode. Like I'm literally gonna have to pop it in, hope for the best, and then upload. I'm just so busy.
This is good. Yeah.
I'm so busy. But yeah, we'll probably end up doing this format more though. Yeah. Oh, so what we were talking about? Yes, was it yesterday? It's so stupid. So we were talking about going to a neurosurgeon, and what if he swapped. Keep in mind I was high, everybody, so I'm not this crazy. But I was sitting on the floor. It's like, what if the surgeon swapped my pain receptors with my gay receptors? And every time I felt pain, I instead felt homosexuality.
I tried to explain to you so many times that it wouldn't work. Because you're so hooked on this idea.
The reason why that would suck though is that you'd be stuck in an infinite loop.
Why?
Because if your gay receptors are swapped with your pain receptors,
okay.
Let's say you feel pain.
Okay. You wouldn't actually feel the pain, you would just feel gay.
Yeah, but now you would feel pain because your gay receptors were swapped with your pain receptors. So if you feel gay, that means you are now feeling pain. So every time somebody hit you, you would eventually go into the spiraling loop of just being gay and feeling pain.
It's not...
That's how it works.
It's not how it works.
How else would it work? Explain to me how that doesn't work.
Because it doesn't make sense. Why there also be a loop? You just switch these two things, okay? So they don't make you feel pain normally would make you feel gay.
Yeah.
And something that would make you feel gay normally would make you feel pain.
Exactly. So if I punch you and that makes you feel gay, that means you're now feeling pain. And then you just keep going on an instant loop. Now because you're feeling pain, you start feeling more gay, which would then make you feel more pain.
I think you just like getting hit when you're having gay sex.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at here. But so the main reason I brought that up is it made me think more about other things. Like, let's say you take... Now this is not science at all. This is literally just us being stupid. So let's say you take the ends, so my arms and fingers and arms and shit, they're all controlled by nerves. Right. So let's say you take the end of those, you unplug it to my brain, and then you plug it into the socket that belongs to my feet. And then same with the feet. So now, do you think I could actually do you think my hands would have less control? So like,
yes. Well,
because I think it's is it like one nerve to each muscle in there, and that's how you get the intricate moves, or is it literally just the amount of muscle that changes the intricacy?
It's the amount and the type of muscle, and the way the tendons are going, because you have a lot longer fingers than you do toes.
So you think if
you can pull the whole thing down to make it.
We've literally swapped my arms and my feet. So I'm trying to squeeze my pinky toe on my foot, which makes my arm pinky. Do you think it would just go down like a regular toe?
Yes.
Or do you think I could actually get that intricate movement?
No, I think we would have.
You think there's like a missing nerves or something?
I think it's missing nerves, just missing muscles and missing.
But if there's no missing nerves, if there's no missing nerves, then that means I should be able to have that intricacy.
Why?
Because now I have the muscles. So if it's not if it's not a factor of nerves and it's a factor of muscles, then I wouldn't need. It wouldn't matter. I could now be intricate with my toe movement. It gets very confusing because we have to remember when I'm moving my toe, I'm moving my pinky hand.
I understand what you're saying. It's just I don't think the feet have the hardware to be that intricate.
Exactly. So if I move my foot movement to the hardware that is intricate,
I don't think it's just like do I have enough muscle and I have enough nerve. I think you don't have enough of both.
So now that I've moved my foot control to my hand, and I've got enough nerves, and I've got enough muscles and hardware, now
why would you have enough nerves if you took the nerves from your foot?
No. We're not taking the whole nerves. We're taking the ends of the nerves. So you go to the end of my arm nerves, you keep them all the same, and you just take that attaching point, take it out, and then put it into the foot slot. I feel like we need a graph or something.
No, I'm following you. I still just don't think you would have that type of control. Because not only would you have to also relearn how to move muscles you don't have with your foot controls.
Well, so then does that mean you think I could now be intricate with my feet when trying to
No,
move my
I don't
hands?
think you have the hardware to move your feet like that.
But my hands have more hardware than my feet do.
Yeah. So if you also like, okay, you use the
Actually,
same
do
controls.
Because balance, you actually might have more hardware in your feet because of how
All that
much
balance
muscle
move your
take.
foot like this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you might actually have more. You might actually end up having more muscle and nerves going to your feet just because of how ridiculous the amount of balance and stuff is.
Nothing.
You don't think so? They're
Your hands
constantly
are
correcting.
very
You're
sensitive.
constantly like, brr, brr, brr. That's sensitive nerves. That's not sensitive muscles.
But all those nerves can cause reactions. You can use this very steadily and very intricately.
Oh, that's true.
They do two different things very well.
So could I now be intricate with all my balancing muscles in my feet? This is so stupid.
I actually think you'd fall over a lot.
Actually, you probably would because you wouldn't have the right programming.
I don't think you have the balance in your hands that you do your feet.
Your feet, yeah, that'd be weird.
On a side note, did you know my hand is the same size as Malea's foot?
Oh, so your dick is as big as your partner's foot.
I guess
Wait, no,
take it
then
to
that
dicks.
would be your own hand is as big as your foot too,
I was
because
just,
because it's the same size as her foot.
I was just thinking like how funny it would be to like walk on my hands. That's what she does. Basically walks in the same my hands. I don't know how she stays standing up, which is ridiculous.
That is interesting. I think how basketball players feel.
Big ass feet.
Big ass hands too. Some of them, their hands are ridiculous. Like for us small hand white boys, me, we can't grip a basketball. But then you see that one-handed grip thing from some of those pros, and their hand is literally like covering like 60% of the basketball. It's
Oh
like
my
that's not
God.
even impressive. You're literally you're grabbing an orange right
Yeah. Put that grapefruit down, sir.
now. Yeah, it's not even slightly impressive. Ooh, what's your least favorite feature?
Of what?
You.
What?
Least favorite
Feature?
physical feature.
Oh, physical feature. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go into another thing that bothered me that I've been thinking about lately, but
Okay, we could do that too.
okay. So, one thing that really bugs me that I do, someone will like come up to me and say something, I'll say, what? And then answer it.
Oh.
So I'll say, what? They'll start
Dude,
and
right?
then
That
answer
happens.
it.
That
God,
happens
that's
to me
so
too.
annoying. Why do I do that?
I think about that too after. It's like, why did I say what when I knew what they said?
Like now it seems like I'm just cutting them off and being rude.
That's right. That is something. That's something that I do. I do a bunch of stuff. I think my biggest thing is my brain gets really fiery, and a lot of the time I'm thinking about the next question rather than listening. That's probably something
Yeah,
that's
that
really
happens.
annoying. I've been like really trying to stop, but like there comes a point where it's like literally just it's part of my
Conversations
brain.
are too slow.
No, not even that. It's just my brain like
Yeah,
literally
sometimes.
goes like sometimes when I'm listening to an audiobook, I can fucking listen to that thing. Like I know every goddamn detail of what's been saying. Other times I check in like every 5 minutes and I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on?
Well-
And I have to rewind.
When I've been reading or listening to Lord of the Rings, makes it really easy because I've seen the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like remembering the movie scenes and like comparing it with the book and stuff. There's actually a lot of stuff I thought would be that wasn't in the books. They just like put in the movie for fun. That is in the books.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you thought they took some? Hey, don't do that to my comb. It's wood.
It's fine.
You just scraped wood on wood. Don't do that. No.
Gently. And what?
Oh yeah, so that's just the way it is sometimes. Like I have no control over it sometimes. I can't stop thinking about other things, and I will sit there and just be like, focus on them. That's all you gotta do is just focus on them. And then now I'm causing the problem of thinking about focusing so much that I'm not listening. So I'm completing the same problem by trying to stop that problem. So it's just very
There's a
irritating.
pretty common thing in school. Like I'm not paying attention to this lesson. I'm trying to focus so hard. Okay, focus. What are you talking about?
It's actually interesting because a lot of the things that I really enjoy the most in life are the things that actually like I'm able to narrow my focus on. Like I really enjoy the editing, and I really enjoy the filmmaking and the singing and music and all that stuff. And whenever I do those things, I'm never once ever thinking about anything else. Like, I'm able to put 100% of my attention on that, like completely prioritize it. So I think it's interesting that my one problem that I hate most about myself is the one problem that doesn't exist in the things that I love.
Yes.
So, like, do I love them because of how much focus they give me, or do I just never lose focus because of how much I love them? Probably that.
Sounds like a loop.
Yeah, that's a problem. But that's not true 100% of the time, though, because, like, you know, we do our podcast or I'm having a conversation with you and I genuinely want to listen to you. I just can't. Like, my brain just won't shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. And I go on a tangent. Like right now. Although I'm listening to you right now. So what's your least favorite feature?
We're going back to like physical feature now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like slowly losing my sight. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. Luckily you live in the modern age where that's pretty damn correctable.
If you go get it corrected. But
yeah, you just gotta that was on our first video, Hayden. Actually, second video.
I haven't been to a doctor or anything in like 7 years.
Yeah, you should fix that. I'm a huge fan of regular checkups, especially with the last couple of years of my history.
Yeah. I haven't had any issues really though.
I think it's kind of nice to just get the doctor to tell you, especially with now like you got health insurance, right?
Yeah.
Those appointments are like $40. So for $40 you can get a doctor to be like, yeah, you're doing dope, dude. And it's like, oh, thank God. Like I really appreciate that confirmation now.
Yeah, that's something I need to get on.
Do it and then get your vision.
You need to go to like a hospital for that. You just go to Walmart.
Why go to Walmart?
Because they have those glasses places in the front.
Yeah.
They can check your eyes there.
I would if it was my eyes going bad, I'd personally like to go to like an actual
I really need to
shop.
do it soon because my driver's license is about to expire.
Oh shit! And then
remember the last time we went? Yeah.
Wait, what?
Last time I had to get it renewed. You went with me. They had to give me the Easy Eye machine.
Oh, they did? I don't remember that.
Oh. Yeah, they did. Let's move over to this one so you can actually see it.
They have an Easy Eye machine?
Yeah.
That must be like the bare minimum machine.
Yeah.
To drive.
So you need to get that shit done.
Well, that's not like a least favorite feature. That's just like your
just
shit.
like
That's just
right
your
now.
shit failing. I don't think shit failing counts. Because that would mean my back is my least favorite feature because it's been kind of broken. I'll make it easy on you. Well, I'll go. My hands. I hate my hands.
What?
I don't hate them to the point where, it's like, oh, I'm such a disgusting human. Just when especially because I don't get to see them in the third person. So from here, they just seem like hands. But then when I see them in the third person, they're super stubby. My fingers, like literally my palm is taller than my middle finger.
I'm
like,
curious.
Look at that.
Look, my palm's taller than my middle finger.
Yeah, but you got a bigger palm. My dimensions seem weird. Wait, hold up your hand. See, you seem like you got some like really long ass fingers, and I just got.
Let's hold up to the camera.
I got these little stubby ones. My hands are weird. Yeah, see, like look how much finger you got for your palm ratio.
This is what you did. Look how much finger you got.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be super accurate. Oh, we do have the audio for that though.
Oh, good. We should just draw little cartoons.
I might just do a jump cut, anyways.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like a normal feature that wasn't like an injury or something that happened.
Man, you just like yourself. Or you just don't give a shit.
I don't really give a shit about a lot of things. I have really wide feet.
You have really wide feet?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let's...
They don't look wide right now, but watch the difference. Well, okay, doing that.
I got narrow feet. Hopefully the bottoms don't look too gross. Sorry, people. Are they wide? I can't tell. Your foot is so much bigger than mine, though. For me, being a taller person than you, it was ridiculous how much bigger your foot
big
is.
Feet, but also, like, you can't see on the camera, but watch. Like, look at this foot. When I step,
Oh my god!
it just flat.
You get like an extra 2 inches on the sides.
It's ridiculous.
Holy crap! Yeah, your foot. It does. Damn.
Which I didn't even know they made wide size shoes until I was out of high school. Figured out why my cleats gave me blisters on the side and why they always blew out the sides.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah,
I actually didn't know they made wide shoes till forever either. I didn't need any, but
I figured out I need them.
There's so many little things like that you just don't get any education on when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like your parents, like, because especially like what a lot of people when they like start discussing kids think is that they have like a huge influence on their kid, and they do for the development years. But as soon as they get to like 5 or 6 and start getting friends, like parent influence is more just like how much you annoy a kid rather than how much you influence. And your annoying them can influence them to more bad behavior, but overall their personality is actually really put on their peers, which is part of the reason why and you know, I'm talking like I'm some expert, but this is just what I've heard from all the podcasts and things I watch. So what words? Oh, so that's part of what leads into just like kids not feeling very comfortable to tell their parents stuff. Like that's a pretty normal thing when kids start experiencing stuff. I don't want to fucking talk to mom and dad. That's embarrassing. But there's so many like little things like that where it's just like, God, the side of my feet hurt. Or like, oh, you hear stories about kids who just like another is completely perspective. You've never experienced it any other way and just think that that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Like that just happened to my nephews. They've been they've been going to school, and because our name is Allsop and a lot of schools do seating arrangements by name, they've always been in the front. They finally had a teacher who doesn't care about that, so they sat more in the back and they couldn't see the board. And it's just like, it's really like, it's kind of far. I can't see. Can I sit closer? And then they went and got their eyes tested, and they're like, yeah, your eyes are shit.
Yeah.
So, and both of the twins, they both have to have glasses.
The twins.
Yeah, and then I remember Miss J said that too in middle school. She would sit at the front, and it turned out it was because she was blind. But there's so many like little things like that you just have to go through as a kid, and you don't even
figure
realize.
out, wait, that's not normal?
Like, oh shit, crap, that's crazy.
I think the moment I really started to realize it was actually like in B106, we were all playing Xbox, me, you, and Cody. And I would have to keep leaning forward, like, what the fuck's that saying? He was like, you're blind, dude.
The main thing was when we went driving. That was when I first like really was like, oh my god. That was like, for some reason I want to say that was like on one of our October drives. Like, for some reason I remember that being the month. That's probably just a random memory thing that actually isn't true. But we were driving, and I was like, okay, read that sign when you can read it. And like, I didn't tell you when I could read it, and I could read it for like a solid like 2 or 3 seconds before you were like 400 south or something like that. And I was like, holy shit, dude, I saw that forever ago.
That was like about the same time though.
Yeah, that was all in the same time. What makes eyes go bad?
They just get old, maybe not.
I mean, you're not old. Like what? You were like 22 when they started going bad?
Well, yeah, but I spent a lot of time out in the sun on a farm that was very bright.
Do you think you could actually kill them that quickly?
Probably. But also, I think bad eyes kind of in my family, like both my grandparents and one of my two of my grandpas. God, that was hard to say. Two of my grandpas.
Right the first time.
Yeah, both have glasses, and maybe my mom got LASIK.
Did she?
I think so. Or I know some of my aunts have contacts. Bunch of not really good eyes, my family, so it's pretty normal.
Yeah, my family's thing is reading glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So their close-up vision gets really shitty. Far vision's totally fine.
Yeah, far vision's going out for me, so I don't know if that's just a normal degrading thing or what.
The body is a mystery.
Body is an enigma.
What is that from?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Well, he says, my mind is an enigma.
My mind?
I think that's what it says.
I never watched SpongeBob. That was one of the banned shows growing up.
I watched SpongeBob because My parents didn't hate things.
I mean, my parents didn't even have TV till I was like 14. Like it literally didn't even exist in the house, and my parents were like really like, all right,
Those TVs.
we're getting one of these TVs now. But you're good.
Don't you looking at those women in those goddamn two pieces?
I told you about the time I got in trouble for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
I still think one of the funnier stories is one of your sisters with a taped up fly swatter going to cover boobs. And like cleaning stuff on the TV while you're playing video games.
Yeah.
Like it sucks for you, but it's kind of funny. But it really sucked for whoever was in charge of doing that.
Well, it's so funny because my mom's just not like that anymore. But like it was a very interesting phase. So first it started out. Oh my god, the first phases were terrible. So it was Final Fantasy VIII. My mom was letting me play it, but there was boobish. And Final Fantasy is known for titties out everywhere, especially
Right.
Shiva. Shiva's like the best.
Shiva.
In my youth, I was just like, oh my god.
Was she blue?
She was blue, and she was
big old
almost
blue titties.
always like half naked or practically complete despite some hair in the way. But I remember being a kid, and every time I got, whenever I got Shiva in a Final Fantasy game, I was like, oh man, I can summon me some titties. I already know it.
Titties on call.
I already know what this is going to be like.
Jesus.
And they always changed the design of her, but they always left the cleavage, and it was great. Yeah.
Did they have Shiva in the newest one, 13?
13 is definitely not the newest one, but yeah, they did.
What's
And
the
she's
newest one?
just as 15.
Okay.
She's just as naked in it too.
Oh.
Sometimes when she shows up, she's this giant, but she's a blue giant, so you get like bigger than normal titties too.
Well, a lot bigger than normal.
Yes. But yeah, so with the first phase was she tried putting a sheet over the entire TV. So I was literally playing an entire video game, a strategy combat game with just a blurry screen. Couldn't see shit. You need to read each one of your attacks and everything. So I just got my ass handed to me, and I was like, okay, Mom, that's not going to work. So then she, was trying to really meet me in the middle.
Yeah.
So she got a fly swatter, wrapped duct tape around it, and then just put one of my sisters in front of the TV and just cover any immodesty. It was great.
Any immodesty.
The best was, oh man, luckily I told Mom not to watch this. I don't want to get Alicia in trouble. My sister Alicia was not like, she's always been interesting like that. She herself follows the rules, but she never really like cared about others following them. Like if I chose to break the rules, she would just kind of let me break the rules, even though she herself never 100% broke them. So it was always interesting because it was just like, who you working for?
Yeah.
Are you gonna bust me?
Working for
Yeah, it's like, are you trying to like make me do bad things? Then you're gonna bust me because freaking brothers and sisters are douchey like that. The best growing up was the sisters being all like, Brett had his eyes open during prayer. And you're like, well, how do you know that, huh?
I'm on eye duty.
Yeah.
Look for those.
It's so funny. Stupid ass things. But oh dude, one time none of us got in trouble, but me and Landon were still terrified that we would. So me and Landon used to wrestle a ton, like intentionally. Like we would be like, all right, let's do this, and then we wrestle. And most of the time I'd bitch out and whine that he was hurting me to get him to stop. But because he was way stronger than me. But one time he grabbed me and he's all like, oh, I'm gonna body slam him. But like his body was in the way of me. He literally grabbed me and then just jumped flat on his back, and my head whiplashed into his nose and just cracked his nose, blood everywhere, and both of us were freaking out. And I was like, "Are you hurt?" He's like, "No, I'm not. Mom's gonna be mad." We're like, "What do we do?" So we cleaned up the blood mess and didn't tell her.
Jesus.
It's like, I don't know why we thought we'd be in trouble. Like, I didn't do that to him. Landon used my head to do that to himself. So there's like really nothing Mom can get mad at.
Oh god, that reminds me when I think it was like elementary school. Me and Cole were like walking home, and we had like I guess friends we'd fuck with.
Uh-huh.
And one time we went through like this piece of metal we found at the park. We were like teasing him and stuff. Threw it at me and it hit me like here. It was like broken and bent and stuff and just like cut me. Down, you can still see a little bit of the scar on my nose.
Oh yeah, I totally can.
It went like that. And that was the deepest part. Like I bled down my
Wait,
face.
he threw it at you, and like, how did it get your whole face?
So it was just this mangled piece of like metal. It was one of those.
Oh, so it was like long?
Well, it was a piece of metal, right? It
Uh-huh.
was one of those things you used to put in like the curtains to hold them straight. You remember those?
Piece of metal that you put in the curtains.
Yeah, they're kind of L-shaped, and you would like put it into the curtains, or like you could go around the window. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a thin piece of metal that was just like all mangled and twisted up, and it was sharp. Like, the whole thing was like covered in sharp, mangled metal bits.
Uh-huh.
I threw it, and it just hit me, and like hit me with that sharp side, and just cut me. And like it bled for a little bit, but it wasn't really that bad of a cut. It
Uh-huh.
just looked like a little scratch.
I just thought how cool blood would look in this lighting.
But anyway, like K. Cole, you can't let mom.
Oh,
No,
I just remembered something. This is
Oh,
a directional mic, so try and like
Oh, that.
look at me, but like keep your head as
Yeah.
towards the mic as possible. Because it's not gonna pick up
No.
sideways shit too well.
Anyways, I'm like, K. Cole, we can't tell them that we were, fucking around and got a piece of metal thrown at me, because my mom will get pissed. I was like, if she asks, just say I fell down and scratched my face, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Did he break?
Yes, in a way. So she came and picked us up for something, I don't know what, but we got in the car. She didn't say anything. Little kids in elementary school with scratched on the face. Probably didn't care or didn't even notice.
Uh-huh.
We're sitting there quiet, Coach Sports out. Mom, did you see Hayden fell down and scratched his face? I was like, you could have just not said a damn thing. You could have not said anything. So yeah, you couldn't handle the pressure, so you just had to get it out there.
It's like sounds like in hide and seek. You'd be like, "Can you see me?"
Yeah. You know where I am?
Yeah.
Well, I do now.
One time, me and Landon. For anybody who doesn't know, Landon is my brother. He was adopted, and he's like 3 weeks older than me, so we were essentially twins. But one time, living conditions weren't bad. We didn't want to move out or anything, but we just got it in our head that running away would be cool.
I'm going.
So we decided to run away. And for anybody who doesn't know, our property is like in the middle of nowhere, and there's a road that gets you back to the main highway, and it's about a half-mile long of dirt road, and on either side there's 2 ditches for irrigation and stuff like that. So we're trying to like sneak on the ditch side, which, by the way, they keep adding dirt to the road, and those ditches have at least like tripled in size from when I was a
really?
kid. Yeah, like because they keep adding another layer of dirt because eventually it just gets too flat.
It gets all washed.
Dirty, yeah, and so they put a whole new layer of gravel and everything, and yeah, it gets really washboardy, like super bad. Some of the roads in Sanpete are really bad with washboard, but so now it's like ridiculous and so high, but. I think we were like, this might have been when we were like 7 or something. We were really young, and it's one of those very obscure memories that I remember just because of how terrified I was. So we're running away, and the problem was that Mom, she always goes grocery shopping, and she goes for like fucking ages. Oh my God, it was terrible.
Grocery shopping with your parents when you were a kid was the worst.
Dude, now it sucks. So like if Mom's like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about going to DI or something. I'm like, yeah, I'll catch up with you guys afterward. Because my mom just takes forever. She had a list that she would follow every week. She'd check it off as she shopped, same exact list every fucking week, and it still took like 4 hours. It was insane, and I hated it. So, side story, it was really hilarious because Mom I told Mom, like, I feel like I'm old enough to take care of myself and I just don't like going. Is that fine? And she's like, yeah, sure. So I used that time to play video games. Mm-hmm. And we were only allowed 2 hours of video games. Oh. Yeah, so I would like move the TV and stuff so that I could see our main, like look out the window and see the main road, and I'd play, and they would like be like 4.5 hours. It was awesome. And then I would see her come down the road and I'd push everything back, and then she would come back and I'd make sure before like I did dishes or something, so there's some kind of excuse. And she was all like, "Hey, you did good. I'm proud of you. Great job." And I was like, "Yeah, Mom, can I play video games now?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, go ahead." And I'd go play my 2 hours.
I would do something similar when before I had a car and in Fountain Green I need to ride anywhere. I have to get one for my mom or something. So I would get home from school, hurry, clean up the house real good. Then she'd get home, she'd like, see that it was all clean. What do you want? Have me here. The house is nice and clean. Yeah, can you mind taking me somewhere since you don't have to clean it?
That's great. Look at all this time I saved you.
Yeah, wow, I'll drive you somewhere. And come pick me up later.
Oh, seriously, that's going to be like awful. Like, because there's raising kids and then it's like, oh, when they're teenagers, you have to deal with the emotions, but also you have to drive them places.
Yeah.
That's like my least favorite thing to do. Like when I'd have to drop off Mercedes and stuff like that back home, she lived 5 minutes away, and I wanted to die every time.
Walk all the way down.
Oh, it's so far.
You have to get on the road, just a pain in the ass, and turn around and go this way.
The most annoying part is that it should have been like a 2-minute drive, but because of how stupid the traffic is in that area, it would turn into like a few extra minutes.
Anytime leaving that parking lot was just a pain in the ass.
I just really hate traffic. It's just awful. But so Landon and I are like, let's run away from home. And he'd be like, yeah, that's dope.
Don't adventure.
So we both packed some stuff. I wish I could remember what we packed because I bet it was horribly inefficient and just stuff we did not need for survival. But so we get climbing and we're going in one of those irrigation ditches. And we waited like hours after Mom left to go grocery shopping before we decided this. And then I've just got this feeling I'm so out of shot right now. Actually, let me make sure it's recording.
Camera?
Is it dead?
I think it's dead.
God damn it.
Why is it dead?
Okay, so I'll just, for the audio's sake, I'll finish up my story. Because we've only got 38 minutes, or we got 30 minutes almost like on the dot, running away from home.
Okay.
So we got like 30 minutes on the dot, and then there's no footage for the rest of it. So I guess I'll just upload the 30 minutes, and then just the rest will be black. So let's give them all a great photo. Okay.
Your cutest anime
that'll be what
face.
you guys get to see. So the story. God, I can't believe how stupid this went.
This went very wrong.
Fuck you, camera. So we're running away. We're in the trench thing, and we see my mom start driving up
The ditch.
Yeah, we're in the ditch. We're in the irrigation ditch. And we see, at this point, seeing my mom, it's a trench now.
Yeah, now it's a trench. Throw some barbed wire.
But yeah, so we see her driving up and we're like, oh fuck. And mind you, we've literally gotten maybe like 10 yards outside of the property. And Mom's already going. We got fucking nowhere.
Good run.
Yeah. So we both hop down in the irrigation ditch and we're laying stomach down and just like, oh my God, don't move. And then all of a sudden the van pulls up, stops, and we hear the window roll down. It's like, you boys are in so much trouble. She totally saw us. And she freaked out.
Why was she mad? She didn't know you were running away.
We weren't allowed out of the property without adult supervision because we're only like 7 years old right now.
I see.
Yeah, so like we have a whole 11 acres of property to fuck around in. We are not allowed to go on the main road. Especially since there's a lot of farmers who come through and they are seriously flying through on that dirt road at like 60 miles an hour. Yeah, it's insane. Ridiculous. But yeah, so Mom sees us and she freaked and we did such a bad job at running away from home. We got 10 yards. So at that point, Mom was feeling pretty invincible, and we never tried again. Yeah, no. Like, we ain't getting away from this lady.
She spotted us somehow. Get eagle eyes.
This is clearly no fault of our own. This is her efficiency.
Oh, I don't know.
Hey, look, you guys can get dog time as a sorry.
Yeah.
Charlie, come here.
Come here. Come here. Come over here. Over here.
Get him on your
Now
lap.
turn around. Come around. Come. Up.
Maybe we'll put this picture up.
Oh,
All the way up, buddy.
oh.
Oh, what a good yuck.
Jeremy doesn't like being picked up as much as Skill does.
Well,
He gets nervous.
yes.
Oh.
Sorry, everybody. The quality on this sucked ass, but here's dogs for you. We'll do our outro with that.
Here's Charmy's back foot.
He doesn't like this so much.
No, that doesn't. Put him down so it doesn't stress. There you go.
Steele's okay with it.
There you go. Thank you. Oh,
Yes, we appreciate everybody who's been
there you
watching.
go. Oh,
It's been a blast doing these podcasts, and we'll keep doing it for at least 6 more months. Probably way longer than that because they are fun. But
yeah.
I probably
Baby.
the schedule might get a little bit more sparse down the road depending on how busy I get. But we'll see. For sure, till February, we're gonna keep it up.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, cuck off.
Oh yeah, fuck off. Good job.
Good job. Oh, you did a good job too. Yes, you did. Oh.